So good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us this morning for our Excel program virtual information session. My name is Tina Rake, and I am the director of the Excel program here at Bridgewater State University.
Good morning, everyone. Zach Chipman, Community Connections Job Development Specialist for the Excel program. Good to see everybody.
Hi, everyone. I'm Christina Tehasik. I am the Campus Life Coordinator. Good to see you all.
Morning, everyone. I'm Lisa Anderson. I am the Office Administrative Assistant. Nice to meet you all.
So thank you, everyone, for joining us today. How it's going to go is we have, we're going to be pulling up a PowerPoint. So we do have a presentation to go over the components of our program. And what we really want to do is invite you all to put questions down in the chat. And what we'll do is at the end, when we're done presenting, we'll go back. You know, some of the questions might get answered in the meantime, but we will be sure to take the time to answer all of your questions. We do have some students joining us around 9:30 for a student and peer mentor panel. So they'll share a little bit about their experiences in the program, and then we'll open it up for questions and discussion after that. All right, so thank you so much. So let me just share my screen. Okay, perfect. So, okay. So we're here today to discuss the Excel program at Bridgewater State University, and really, what is it all about? Well, it is about equal access to higher education. It really wasn't so long ago that individuals that did not have a high school diploma, individuals with intellectual disability that were not able to obtain a high school diploma due to MCAS requirements and such, did not have the opportunity to apply and go to college, to continue their education in a college setting. In addition, many students who meet entrance requirements on paper start college and then end up dropping out due to not feeling quite ready or prepared to take on the responsibilities of a college student. So our program really was developed to break these barriers. When you look at our mission statement, we are about ensuring that our students with intellectual and developmental disabilities have a fully inclusive college experience alongside their peers in the areas of academics, socialization, career development, and independent living. What makes our program unique is the fully inclusive model. So if you look at the grid, the little picture at the bottom of the page there, our program is quite different in that many other programs have a more integrated model where they are a more specialized program within a college community. And that's a great model for many candidates. It's the right match. Ours is sort of is that top picture where you see the little dots spread amongst all of the other dots. This program is fully inclusive. Our students come to campus and they're fully immersed in campus life here. It's a very individualized experience. And like I said, it's individualized and the students are fully immersed into the campus community. Bridgewater does continue to be a leader in diversity and social justice and inclusion, which is why this program works here in providing a pathway to college. So over the past decade that we've been part of Bridgewater, we have offered our Excel partnership program, which is where we partner with local high school districts to enable students who are receiving transition services to have a dual enrollment opportunity, and that's our Excel partnership program. That's where districts pay for the opportunity, and it is now also a cost share model for students who live on campus. We have our Excel certificate program and our Excel transition program. Those are two private pay models, and I'll talk a little bit more specifically about those in a few minutes. Our program outcomes are the same for all three programs. We want our students to have academic growth through interaction with their college courses. The students will be developing their technology skills, working on Blackboard, Outlook, OneDrive, all of the systems that we use here at Bridgewater. They're working on things like organization and self-management, self-advocacy, learning the differences between IEPs in high school and accommodation letters in college. And the expectation is that they're fully participating in the courses to meet the course requirements to the best of their ability. We want our students to have development in their employability skills. Students are working on career portfolios, resumes, cover letters, collecting letters of reference for the future. They're working on readiness skills through mock interviews with our Career Service Center on campus. Professional communication skills are something that they're constantly working on. Accepting direction and constructive criticism from others is a big piece that we work on with our students to prepare them for future employment. We're very focused on the students' growth and self-determination. It is a foundational ideology of our program where we want our students making their own decisions from day one. It's a big step out of a setting where oftentimes decisions have been made for our candidates in the pre-K through 12 setting. Now it's college, it's time for them to be a young adult and to make their own decisions. And so we really believe in that dignity of risk where the students are going to be making choices, and sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But we want our students to have the opportunity to learn from these experiences. We want our students to have the opportunity to develop their social skills through campus involvement, matching up with a peer mentor in our program that they meet up with weekly and enjoy socializing and getting to know the campus and getting to meet a lot of new friends. And then independent living skills, of course, day in and day out for commuters and residence life students even, but everyday problem solving. I mean, again, these are in a natural environment where our students have the opportunity to grow in these areas. Identifying, who and where to go to seek support when problems arise. Time management, their schedules are very full. Travel training on and off campus. So there's many, many opportunities for our students to develop these skills while being part of our program. We like to think of our program as kind of the whole student model. It's not just about the academics in the college setting. We want our students, again, like I was just describing, it's that academic, it's the career building, and it's the social piece, all three. And again, academic through enrollment in mainstream courses alongside matriculated students. Employability skills development through real life hands-on internship experiences on and off campus, and social development, of course, matched with our program peer mentors, like I said, assisting the students to become engaged in activities and clubs here on campus. And students in all three of our programs may apply as a commuter or to live on campus now. That opportunity has been here since 2016. And there are certain stipulations for certain programs, and we'll touch upon that in a few minutes. So now I'm going to turn the mic over to Christina.
All right, so I'm going to just talk a little bit more about the fully inclusive college experience and what exactly that looks like. So as far as involvement, so students are enrolled in fully inclusive college courses, as Tina mentioned earlier. So there's no separate programming, no separate courses. They are taking college courses with alongside degree-seeking students. They can take any course that's offered here at BSU as long as it does not have a prerequisite. Of course, once they meet the prerequisite, then that's fine. They can then take that course. They have an internship either on or off campus, relating to their own career goals or personal interests. And, the idea of that is to develop employability skills and prepare for employment after college. They have Excel staff check-in meetings every week, with the administrative staff here in the program for things, relating to troubleshooting, any problems that come up day to day, checking in about classes, how things are going, making sure they're getting all their accommodations, things like that. We do person-centered planning, so we do a lot of goal setting, short-term and long-term goals, having the student think about their vision for their future, and kind of thinking about goals they can set to help them achieve that vision. They'll do a lot of work on career documents, things like resume, cover letter building, things like that. Weekly meetings, like Tina mentioned, with their peer mentors to help them get acclimated to college life. The peer mentors will encourage involvement and participation and just help them to explore all the wonderful opportunities, available at BSU. They're BSU Bears. Once they're here, they get their own little ID and Connect card and can get involved in almost anything, join any clubs, go to any activities, events, whether it's bingo, a football game, a theater show. We've had people join the dance team, film viewers club. There's close to 300 different clubs on campus, so lots to get involved in. And as far as the support structure, so every student in our program is matched with an education coach. So that's either, if it's partnership, that's provided through the ed coach is provided through the district. If it's a private pay student, they're hired by us to work with the students. And that support is very individualized. Every student has different things that they're working on, different needs, strengths, weaknesses. So, the support in the beginning might be heavy. And then as the year goes on, the idea is to fade that support. If the student is taking classes for audit, the ed coach would attend class with the student to kind of act as like a note taker, extra set of ears, things like that. And if the student's taking the class for credit, as in our transition program, they are expected to attend class independently. So if a student's taking a class for credit, they cannot have a support person in class with them. And then the ed coach is there for, of course, academic support outside of the classroom. So things like studying, organization, time management, communication skills, whatever that student needs to focus in on and fine tune their skills. And accessing campus resources, that's a big one. So, we want the students to use all the wonderful resources that are available here on campus. So, if a student is taking, for say, a history class or a math class, the education coach is not going to be specialized in, the history content and, learning all of that material themselves, but they will help the student if they're struggling to go get a tutor, if they're writing a paper and they need help with editing or just organizing their thoughts. The ed coach would assist them with going and making an appointment at the writing lab, things like that. They provide support at the internship, so overseeing the student developing their employability skills, taking data at the internship. And it's important to note, as far as the Residence Life program, it's not a 24/7 residential program. So students will be independent on campus, even as a commuter. That's why we look so closely at our criteria. And it's important for districts and families as well to look at that criteria. There are supports in place, like we've talked about, the peer mentors. There's a resident assistant that lives in the dorms. We have our own campus police department, right, for emergencies and whatnot. But there's no one really there to, checking in on them consistently and making sure they're going to bed and not venturing downtown or leaving the dorm at 10 o'clock at night. So that's why having those skill sets, such as self-advocacy, reaching out for support when needed, that's in place beforehand in order to live on campus.
Awesome. So now what does it all look like? This is just an outline, a little example of a partnership student schedule as a commuter. So students are on campus 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, all depending on the class schedule. Really make the schedules off of the classes. But this really breaks down what the students are getting involved with. They're going to classes, they're going for academic support, lunch with friends. The students will have an Excel staff check-in meeting each week, also utilizing all the resources on campus. It's really important for students to have quote unquote free time on campus to utilize the resources, whether it is the Career Service Office, Academic Achievement Center, Disability Resource Office, also expanding internship opportunities, fitness center, intramural sports, clubs, activities, events. Big Prize Bingo is a huge hit. I wish I could participate, to be honest, with some of the prizes they have. Students are aligned with a peer mentor, a scheduled peer mentor meeting each week where they get to go to lunch, go to activities, go to the gym, study, really anything the student wants to do. It's something where it's really student driven. So it's up to the student to make the call, make the decision about how they're spending their time on campus and utilizing that free time. I did bring up earlier, students have an internship each week, but are able to expand those opportunities over time. Students will be coming to campus, commuter students, partnership commuter students will be coming to campus with a education coach from the school district. Students are able to really work on IEP goals, transition goals while on campus, if that fits into their schedule. Typically, when students are going back to the district on the other days, they're working on IEP transition goals back at the district through district programming. And now we're going to take a gander at the residence life sample schedule, also for private pay. So this Excel certificate and Excel transition programs, which are the two private pay options. Kind of similar, but we're here 5 days a week. It's students are really active and on campus taking 2 courses per week. We typically have students take a Tuesday, Thursday course schedule, and then another course that is a Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule, kind of to spread things out a little bit. Students will be still meeting with their peer mentor, which it's one scheduled meeting, but students can reach out to the peer mentor to hang out other times or check out other things going on at any point. Utilizing those same resources on campus. Also working with an education coach for right around 4 to 5 hours per day. It all depends on the class schedule. So sometimes they may be starting at 8 a.m. Sometimes they're starting at 10 a.m. really based off of the schedule. Right around, I'd say about 20 hours per week. The students also take an internship, but typically add additional internship hours or extended shifts during the week. Just students are on campus more. There's more opportunities to grow and build employability skills. As you can see, these students are able to get involved with any types of clubs, residence life students. A lot of the clubs are in the afternoons and evenings, so they're able to participate in all of those fun clubs, things on weekends as well. There's tons of opportunities that are going on. We have peer mentors that have different events that are going on and let students know about different activities and how students can get involved with their education coaches. Very similar to a commuter student working on IEP and transition goals while on campus. For the partnership students, but one of the really big pieces is making their own decisions on when to work on assignments, especially for residence life students. Sometimes we want to do it at night. Sometimes we want to utilize the resources, picking what social activities and events to go to. There's 3 dining halls on campus. That's a lot of options. So it's always something good to eat on campus, which is a plus for sure. attend their events. There's typically multiple events each evening where students can get involved. But the biggest thing is making their own decisions, learning to work on time management skills, scheduling skills, and interpersonal skills, working with other people on campus and developing friendships. As we know, a lot of students meet lifelong friends at college, and it's just a wonderful opportunity to see students meeting others and developing friendships.
Thanks, Zach. So I'm just going to briefly go over the distinctions between the three programs, because I'm not sure exactly which one you all are here for. So just briefly, the Excel Partnership Program, which is the one that has been at Bridgewater now for over a decade. All of our programs, and I'm going to keep reiterating this, are non-degree. And our students are enrolled as non-degree students through our Department of our College of Continuing Studies. In this program, it's all about the partnership first. So we create a relationship with local high school district partners. They reach out to us. We develop an MOU to outline the expectations of both sides in this partnership, how the program looks, the program components, and of course the cost model. This is designed, and I do say designed as a 2-year program for students between the ages of 18 and 22 who are still receiving special education services through their high school district. And I say designed because students do have to reapply after 1 year in the program. It's on a case-by-case basis. We want to ensure that students are fully participating in the program and meeting program expectations, of course, on all sides. We want the district to feel confident in supporting the student to apply for a second year, as we would need to feel confident as well. Sometimes it ends up being more than 2 years. It depends, again, on the student's goals and their vision and the agreement of the partnership. Districts will pay for the commuter program. All first-year students that are coming from a district partnership that are recommended by the partners will attend as a commuter. Then there's a cost, and the districts do pay for the commuter piece of it. There is a cost share for districts and families, and we'll outline that later in the presentation as far as the actual cost. A cost share for districts and families if a student is interested in living on campus, if they meet the requirements for that. This program is intended for the student has to have a documented intellectual and/or developmental disability. We have 2 tiers within this program. Tier 1 is for students 18 to 22 who have not passed MCAS. They will most likely never pass MCAS. These are the students that this initiative was created for, so that they would have an opportunity to have a college experience. And so we do prioritize those applicants when we consider acceptances for our partnership program. Tier 2 is ages 20 to 22. They have passed MCAS. These are individuals that are still receiving services from their district due to significant needs. They are still eligible under IDEA. So at that point, we would consider, even though they will eventually accept their diploma, because they're still receiving services at that age, that they could likely benefit from this program. So we will consider applicants that fall under those criteria. It is, like I said before, the dual enrollment design, like Zach showed you on the schedule. So the idea is that they're concurrently enrolled in their district programming, back at their district for a few days, and then also having a college opportunity and attending here at Bridgewater. And the goal for this program is really to help these young people, these students, gain the confidence and independence needed to be better prepared for competitive paid employment. Our Excel certificate program is one of our 2 private pay options. Again, this is a non-degree program. It is designed, again, for students 18 and over who have completed their high school requirements, but were unable to obtain a high school diploma. And they do have a documented intellectual and developmental disability and/or previously had been enrolled in a high school special education program. So this is sort of going off of the model of our the partnership initiative as it began, to have an opportunity. This is designed as a 2-year BSU endorsed certificate program. So this program has a specific plan of study that students must meet the requirements for this study in order to obtain the certificate at the end of the 2 years. There are specific hours that students are required to be on campus, at least 20 hours a week. So for commuters and of course students living on campus, there'll be much more than that. But for commuters, it's at least 20 hours a week enrolled in academics, internships, and campus involvement. The students, even in this program, even though it's designed as a 2-year program, they do have to reapply after the first year. And this one really is the same focus as the partnership, to gain the confidence and independence to prepare for employment. In our Excel transition program, this one, people tend to get a little bit confused about. This is designed for students also 18 plus who have earned their high school diploma. This is a very specific program for those individuals who on paper would likely get into Bridgewater. However, due to their significant documented disability, they have needs and their goals and things that they're working on that they feel that they would benefit from an extra year of support to successfully transition from a high school setting into a college setting. It's a non-degree program. However, students, while they're in the program, will be taking courses for credit. The idea being that at the end of the year, it's designed as the 1 year, but at the end of that year, we're hoping that the students, through all kinds of support and programming within our Excel program, that they are going to gain the confidence, the independence, learning how to use resources on campus, learning how to advocate for their learning needs through the use of an accommodation letter, having conversations with their professors, learning how to get organized and take a hold of a college schedule, that they're going to gain all of these independent skills and the confidence needed to then apply as a degree as an undergraduate at Bridgewater. And that's the key for this program. This is really designed for young people whose goal it is, and it doesn't have to necessarily be young, by the way, whose goal it is to apply to Bridgewater to get a college degree. Okay. Real quickly to go through the eligibility criteria, and very, very, very importantly, that our candidates, the big piece is that we want this opportunity to be their goal, their vision. Not coming from, family members sort of forcing them, or, maybe a district encouraging this and they're kind of like, yeah, whatever, I could take or leave it, because it's not going to work. This needs to be the candidate's dream. This needs to be the candidate's vision, that they've always wanted to attend college, that they really want this next step. They want to continue. They want to be a lifelong learner. And because we've seen it where certain candidates are focused on only one piece of the program, maybe it's just classes, maybe they just want to come to socialize, and they really don't benefit from what the program offers. And it's a lot of time and energy, resources, and money. And we want to make sure that the candidate, that this is something that they desire. We want candidates that are academically motivated, that really do work hard in school. We need to see that desire, motivation. We need to, the recommendation letters, we need to hear from teachers that have worked with the students. We need to hear from references that these candidates are very, very focused on working hard and learning. We need to feel confident that these candidates have the ability and the desire to fully commit to all of the Excel responsibilities and program components. So again, not just working hard in their classes and sort of like, yeah, I don't really want to check in and meet with the staff. I'm not very interested in, working on personal goals, or I'm not really interested in my internship. Fully understanding all the components as they apply of the program, and really a desire and a willingness to commit to wanting to work on those. We want candidates who can identify future career goals. I mean, why else are we going to college and continuing our education than to, learn learn and prepare and develop skills to prepare for employment. So we want that to be a focus for these candidates. Again, a strong desire to work and live as independently as possible in the community. We want students who are willing and desiring to work on their daily living skills, independent living skills. We definitely need students who are have shown that they do display acceptable social behavior and emotional stability and maturity. Like I described earlier, this is a fully inclusive program. It is not a specialized program. We do not have the staffing to address behavioral needs for our candidates, our students. So we need to be sure that these students who come to our program are going to be able to assimilate to college classrooms. They're going to be able to work on group projects with their peers. They're going to be able to, have time alone and be independent on campus and be able to act in an acceptable social manner, in abiding by the BSU Code of Conduct, of course. We need to make sure that the candidates have communication skills where they are able to adequately interact with others on campus. Again, because it is a fully inclusive model, the expectation is that the students at our program will be able to have conversations with their professors to advocate for their learning needs. That they'll be able to have conversations with their internship supervisors to talk about their tasks, to get feedback, to interact. They're going to be independently hanging out with their peer mentors and meeting new friends. So we want them to be able to interact and get the most out of the program. We do always look at attendance record from the past for school. We want to make sure that the students who commit to the program are going to be here according to the BSU academic calendar. Obviously, there are things that come up and the students will have to communicate that they are not able to make it to campus, but we need to know that they are going to be committed and they're going to be here. We take a very close look at recommendation letters, like I said earlier, and all of our documentation, IEPs, psychological evaluations to ensure that the criteria is being met when we're considering an applicant. So what I'll do is I'm going to move on to the next slide, and then after that we're going to take a break, and we'll let our panel hop on, and then we can cover the cost of the program after the panel has a chance to talk.
Okay, so additional criteria for students applying to live on campus, as I mentioned, as I mentioned earlier, this is not a 24/7 supported, residential program. So students are, do have to have the ability to live independent from support staff. And of course, we do have the evening peer mentors who are checking with our students. We have our own Excel resident RA that we hire and train. There's a resident director that lives within the residence halls. But students do have to have some of these skills before applying to live on campus. So ability to independently recognize and react to emergency situations. There will be times when the students are alone often, and they need to be able to make those judgment calls and react to situations appropriately and safely independently. Yes, they have a roommate, but the roommate could choose to go home for the weekend or for a week or, whatever it is, and they could be on their own. Personal safety awareness, again, with making judgment calls, having an understanding of general safety, knowing when something doesn't feel right and being able to, catch red flags, but also then not being able to recognize it, but react appropriately in the moment. Strong self-advocacy skills. We do not expect students to have the answers to everything, like any young adult, but instead, having the skills of knowing when they need help and who to reach out to. So, that could be the wellness center on campus if a student just isn't feeling like themselves and they're feeling really down, having the openness and willingness to get that support and reach out for help. Strong daily living skills, things like personal care, managing personal belongings, medications, being able to self-administer their own medications. Again, this is, very similar to any college student living in a dorm. There isn't someone there who's going to be able to administer medications. So students should, if they take daily medications, know what meds they're taking, why they're taking them, when to take them, not deciding to, stop taking their meds, things like that. So ability to function independently, whether it's technology, navigating campus, following their schedule. And just having the motivation and willingness, the openness to build upon daily living skills. So getting feedback and suggestions from their peers, on how they can improve and work towards more independence. Okay, and I think we're going to take a little break now, like Tina said, and we're going to have, I believe, two of our students, and we have two wonderful peer mentors as well, so we're going to hear from them. So Ben is here. Ben, would you like to go first? Awesome. I will let you introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Benjamin Belcher, and I'm with the Excel program.
And I'm wondering if you can just pull your mask down while you're talking, because I think you're,
Hi.
yeah, there we go. Terrific. Thank you, Ben, for joining us. Would you like to share a little bit about your experiences in the program? You're muted.
Well, my experiences in the program are actually pretty great. Let's just say I went through a lot of how helpful things as I went on, like how to prepare for meetings and how to get ready for a job interview.
That's great, Ben. Sounds like you're working on some skills that are really valuable. What else did you want to share with us today? You want to tell us about your classes, what classes you've taken this year?
Yes. Well, so far I've taken, in my last years, 4D design, 2D design, and then this year animation. And then after that, I took yoga and archery.
Awesome. And could you share some of the things you've done with your peer mentor on campus?
Oh, sure. Went for walks with my peer mentor. I played a video game with her, had lunch, met her friends, and also I chatted with her.
Awesome.
So for my internship, I go into the BSU mail room. I also I went to BTV Channel 9, but now I go into the mail room, which is really helpful for customer service and socializing, as well as being organized.
Awesome. And could you tell us some of the tests that you had done at the BTV?
Well, so far, it's pretty much learning how to use a computer and computer programs.
Awesome. So is there anything else you'd like to share about your experience on campus, Ben?
Yep. Also, well, I've joined a few events like Peace Flags and Campus Cleanup, and joined a club called Best Buddies. And got a lot of work done in campus.
I have a question for you, Ben. I was going to ask you, because I know you're the dual enrollment right now, so you have a couple of days at the district and 3 days here. What do you think the biggest difference is between the high school and college?
Well, for one, the college is bigger than the high school.
Of
And
course.
of course, it has more subjects that people are interested in.
Mhm. Absolutely.
And well, the freedom to do whatever you want on campus.
Mm. Do you like that? Having that freedom?
Yes,
Yeah.
I do.
Thank you. Does anyone have questions for Ben at this point? Feel free to jump in, or you can throw them in the chat.
I have to say, Ben, I know that you're super proud right now. We had asked you last year, we had a remote year, and then of course we've been on campus this year. We had asked you to present before for as a panel, participant, as a student representative, and I know that you were pretty anxious about it, and you just weren't sure whether you were ready. So I really congratulate you for taking this big step. You've done an amazing job, and I just think that it is shows the growth and the confidence from being a college student and from working hard. And I just think you should be so proud of yourself. You did a great job. Thank you.
You're welcome and thank you.
All right, time is moving along too quickly. I thought we would get through a lot of our presentation quicker than we did, but let's just thank you so much. And you're welcome to stay on too, Ben. But Lauren, we'd love to have you jump in and share a little bit about your experiences.
Hello, my name is Lauren Hart, and I'm in my final year of the Excel transition program. And I recently got accepted as an undergraduate student for next fall. And my typical schedule on Mondays are like, I have class from 10:10 to 11, and then my second class from 1:50 to 3:05. And then I work with my ed coach from 11 a.m. to 1, and I work with her 20 hours a week. And on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I don't have class. So those days I am with my ed coach usually from 9 a.m. till 3 p.m. And on Friday, I'm with her from 11 a.m. to 3. And on Saturday and Sunday, I try to do most of my homework with my ed coach so I can spend the nights with my friends. And on Saturday, Sunday, I spend the time getting ready for the week ahead. And the classes I'm taking this semester are Intro to Psychology and Basics of Early Ed. And what I love about living on campus is learning to keep organized and using my time wisely. And fun things I've done with my peer mentor are walk to Mary Lou's, work out at Tinsley Center, have lunch in Bear's Den, and watch Grey's Anatomy, which is our favorite show. And what clubs and activities have I participated in? Best Buddies, which I am thinking about applying on the e-board for next year, which I'm very excited for. And I am part of Geology Society with Christina Scipoletti, who suggested it for me to get me out of my comfort zone, which I'm very happy I did. What are the dining halls like on campus, you may ask? There are a lot of choices, and I like the variety of food. Say there's one place I don't want to go one day, I can go somewhere else to eat. And the internships I've had while in Excel are, in the fall, I was at Tinsley Center and I swiped people's Connect cards in, and I was making sure everyone was wearing a mask because we had a mask mandate back then. And now I'm at Just Clean Around off campus, and the Excel program provides transportation. I help them clean because in that place it gets very dirty because it's an art place. And thank you very much.
Thank you,
Anybody?
Lauren.
Thank you.
Any questions from anybody?
Tina, one thing
Yes.
I want to express from my parents, they very much appreciate you doing that recommendation letter. And I am going to apply as a peer mentor for next fall.
Oh my gosh, Lauren, that's so exciting. That's
I thought you would
wonderful. Yes, I'm so excited to hear that. You will be an amazing peer mentor. You started out as a partnership student a few
Yep.
years back.
Took a year off.
Took a year off for the remote year, which I don't blame you at all. And came back and I again, another proud moment. I feel so proud for you because we had a tough conversation in the fall. You were very nervous about the idea of applying as an undergraduate. You weren't sure if
Now
you
I'm
could take
so
that leap.
excited.
I know, and I'm so proud for you and so excited for you to get accepted and for the next step in your
And
life.
I actually know where I'm gonna possibly live.
Oh,
I'm
good.
not gonna live in Scott. I'm gonna
Oh.
hoping I can get into Crim with my
Okay.
friend Lily. I'm hanging out with. I'm in her room,
That's
and
great.
we're gonna live in a suite with
That's
my friend Meg.
wonderful.
She'll be my friend Meg, and I will live in the double. Lily will be in the single.
Oh, that's exciting. Very,
Yeah.
very good. And I'm happy for you. Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for sharing. And I definitely want to open it up for the peer mentors to be able to hop in too, and then answer any questions. This is a light group today, which normally we have a lot more participants on, but it's a light group, which we love, and we're happy to engage in conversation, and we can pull up the cost pages too. Let's see. So Rebecca, would you like to hop in and share a little bit about your experiences?
Yeah, of course. Hi, all. So my name's Becca. I'm a senior here at BSU. My major is ComD, so I'm going to become a speech therapist. I will actually be attending BSU for grad school, so I'll be here for 2 more years. So I joined the Excel program during quarantine last year. So it was over Zoom. I was a day mentor. And then this year I got the opportunity to be a nighttime mentor. So I get to hang out with all of those who live on campus, which I absolutely love. So being a peer mentor is important to me because not only do I get to help those who need it with social, academic, communication skills, but I also, when I'm on duty, it's more like I'm just hanging out with a group of friends. It is so fun, so relaxing. I can't talk more. Like, I love it so much. And it just benefited my whole college experience. It's given me insight. I didn't even know the Excel program was a thing before. I started working here, and it just is the most amazing program, I think, on campus. I love, like, my whole heart. So the growth I've seen with my mentees has been astounding this year. I've seen not only academically, like Lauren was saying, she's going for her undergrad degree, but also with communication. At the beginning of the semester, it was kind of hard to get communication, like texting and stuff, and saying if something's bothering them or if they need help with something. And now it's just like they're right off the bat ready to be like, hey, I didn't like when you do that. Or, hey, can you help me with this? Which I think is amazing because that's a skill that even I struggle with sometimes. Another skill is independence. At the beginning of this year, I would say just to go get food or something, it was very nerve-wracking, which I totally understand. I was in the same boat my freshman year, but really wanting someone to go up with them just to order their food, or not wanting to go to the dining halls alone. And now it's just like, yeah, I don't need you. Like, I got this. And a lot of them have reached out to make friends that aren't in the Excel program, which I think is a huge deal because making friends is one of the most difficult things, I think, especially on a college campus. It can be very nerve-wracking. But so I love when we walk through campus and everyone's like saying hi to each other, like other people that they know. And so, and then you guys asked just to talk about a fun memory or two. The first one that came to my mind was at the very beginning, or like last semester, we made cupcakes for one of the mentees' birthdays. So we all got to the kitchen in Scott. We all kind of worked on making these cupcakes, and we all took turns stirring and adding ingredients, and decorating them was the fun part. And then another memory, I would say, just getting food with them and then going back watching a movie in Scott. We do that a lot. We'll take turns picking a movie and stuff and showing it. Normally Shane will pick the movie. He has quite the background on movies and stuff, and I'm always asking him questions. I'm like, who's that again? What does he do? And Shane just spits out the answer. But it's really such an amazing program, and I cannot talk about how much I love it enough. I think that's it. Does anyone have any?
Thank you so much.
sure.
Yeah, go ahead. Yep, I was going to say the same thing.
Oh,
If
does anyone have any questions?
Yep.
I also, did you want me to talk about being a peer leader quickly? ILS program?
If looking at the time, maybe we talked a little bit about that
Okay,
earlier. So yeah, I was just trying to
I also love that program. Just throwing that out there. maybe.
thank you, Becca. I appreciate all your feedback and input. So Stephanie, we have Stephanie here as well. She's going to talk just for a couple minutes on her experience as a peer mentor this year.
Yes, sorry. I actually just became a peer mentor this semester. I did not know that the Excel program existed, but I had some friends that did it, and they told me about it, and I was like, this is incredible. I had no idea that this was even an option for some kids, and I was just so excited to learn that it was, and I wanted to be a part of it. I'm a big believer that everyone deserves to experience college, no matter their ability. So I was so excited to join Excel, and Excel has given me so much, not just these kids. It's given me lifelong friendships. It's given me somewhere to hang out when you're having a bad day, you know, even if you're not on duty, you hit up some of the Excel kids and like, hey, do you want to get dinner? Or you join someone else that's on duty. Like, it really is, like Becca said, just hanging out with a group of friends. It is so amazing. And I also have a few 2-day mentees as well, which is great. I love getting that one-on-one time with them and getting to talk about their week and getting dinner or breakfast, which I actually am getting breakfast with CJ in a little bit today. But yesterday, CJ came on campus because he wanted to learn about what the Excel program was. And it was just so amazing to see all the kids like welcome him and be like, oh, we love Excel. You'd love it here. Like, and we were all just at dinner sharing memories about the semester and the year. And just Excel is such a great program. I think it's transformed my college experience. So I can't imagine what it's doing for the mentees.
That's great, Stephanie. Thank you. It's so nice to hear the, you know, about the mutual benefit. You know, it goes both ways. You know, I hear that a lot from the mentors. So that's really great. Thank you. And see if anyone has any questions for Stephanie at this point. Okay. Thank you both so much. I know with your busy schedules, I appreciate you hopping on and sticking around. You know, you're welcome to stay or feel free to hop off. I think at this point, Tina is going to pull up the cost slides just so we can run through those real quick. Thank you both again.
Awesome. So application timeline for the upcoming year. Just so everybody's aware, none of the Excel application timelines are online or can be found online. For students and families and districts interested in the partnership program, districts would first have to partner with the Excel program, which is the meeting to go over expectations and an MOU to make sure everybody's on the same page with the partnership. And for private pay program certificate and transition, families can reach out directly to the Excel program to receive an application, potentially meet with program staff as well to have any questions answered. So partnership applications are distributed by the partnership programs to students and families. And the private pay applications are sent directly from the Excel staff to families. Applications are sent out by email in October, and they are due back typically by third or fourth week of December. In January, the Excel staff conducts student interviews, usually a round or sometimes 2 rounds of interviews. And then notification letters are sent out in typically early March, late March, early April. So just cost breakdown. These, just so everybody's aware, these fees are based off of last year's or this current year's fees for courses, books and supplies and things of that sort. So they are subject to change. And that's kind of the expectation that they will increase, but typically not too much. But that's something that we will keep in communication, and everybody will be well aware of what the fees are once we have those updated numbers. Students take 2 3-credit courses, 1 each semester, books and supplies, weekly internship, peer mentoring, Excel program staff. And then additional costs by the district is the education coach support, minimum of being on campus for a minimum of 3 times a week for a commuter student for right around 15 hours. At the very least, more time the better on campus to have that full experience, be able to get involved and be able to open up other opportunities. Also transportation to and from campus. And this is direct cost to the district partners. And then we have the partnership program. This is for the residence life, where districts would pay for the partnership programming fee. So you can see in the top left that it's covering $11,800 for 2 courses, because residence life students take 2 courses per semester. The education coaches will now need to be on campus 5 days a week for a minimum of 20 hours. Also, more time on campus, the better for having those supports with the Excel students. Transportation to and from campus for these education coaches, obviously. And then, so those are the fees, and families will be absorbing the cost of the residence life part of the program. The average annual cost is $16,348, but those are our current fees. We do see those increasing. But this has a breakdown of the meal plan, also room and board. So it really covers everything, including the $2,000 for evening support with a resident assistant and evening mentors. Then we have, this is the current cost for the private pay programs. It outlines the commuter program fee, $20,000 there, and that really outlines the education coach support, which is right around 20 hours per week. Internship experience, peer mentoring support. So very similar to the other program, to the partnership program. Direct BSU fees, these are the fees as of now again. So total cost for the commuter private pay programs around $28,800. Residence life program fee is $23,000 for very similar to the commuter, but you're adding in the evening mentor support and residence assistant support as well. The direct fees, again, these subject to change. So your total for residence life students In-state is about $45,000 and out-of-state $48,000. Outlines everything right here, very similar to the partnership students.
Thanks, Zach, for going over the cost. So we're down to 2 folks. This is about the lightest we've ever had at one of our information sessions, but hey, so we're here. I don't know if either of the participants have any specific questions. I'm looking back in the chat, and these folks were on earlier, but they were asking about the enrolled. Can it be an audit? Yes. So we had gone over that yes, students in our partnership program and our certificate program are taking their courses for audit. Occasionally in the partnership program, if it's a tier 2 student whose track it may eventually be, to continue their education in college, they'll work toward taking a course for credit while they're in partnership. And then of course, all of our students in our transition program take courses for credit. So I don't know if either participant has any questions, but please feel free to
I'll
ask.
ask a question. Hi, thank you guys so much. And that was so great to hear Lauren speak, because oh my gosh, she did such a great job. And that's so exciting to hear that she got accepted as an undergraduate student. So
yes.
We might be in a similar situation. So I just had a question about the transition program.
Yes.
So if a student applies for the transition program and they attend 1 year, so that's that program, you go for 1 year as a transition student, and the goal is to apply as an undergraduate student after you complete that 1 year?
Yes.
Okay. What if you don't get accepted?
Right. There is no guarantee.
That's right.
True. So for example, we had a student in our program last year during the remote year, which was tough for everybody.
Yeah.
And he attended and he applied. He did not get directly into Bridgewater for an undergraduate program, but he did get accepted into what's called CC2 BSU, which is a program community college to Bridgewater. And so he is currently attending Massasoit now, and his ultimate goal is to transfer into BSU. So it really depends on the student, obviously. The nice piece is that while they're in the program, like I said, they're taking courses for credit, and they would actually apply as a transfer student to Bridgewater after. So they will heavily take into account their how they do while they're here. How they do in those 4 courses. And so, for some students, it's just, my gosh, it's overwhelming and they really struggle. And others, boy, the academic piece, is pretty sound and they do quite well. And the idea is that perhaps, they might have gotten in originally anyway, but then during that whole year is when they're going to gain all those skill sets and really become accustomed to Bridgewater, understand how everything works, feel comfortable, making appointments, advocating for their needs with their with the faculty. So all of that.
Right.
So it's definitely no guarantee, but we've had actually 1, 2, 3. I think it's all of our transition students have been accepted this year. It's unreal.
Quick question. So how many students usually, my son's a junior, so we still have another year of high school. So how many students do you usually have apply to the transition program? And then what's your acceptance rate? Like how many apply and how many do you take?
Right. So due to, this year we had quite a few apply. And our acceptance rate was about, we're not sure yet actually what our acceptance rate is going to be.
How many can you take?
Yeah, it depends on our staffing. So right now we are working on getting more staffing for the program. And it depends. If we get another staff member, then we can increase our enrollment. We usually are around 30 students total. So we usually have, let's say, about 5 to 8 transition students. It depends. And our acceptance rate last year was in between 60 and 70%. And this year, is probably going to end up being the same unless we get our approval for increase in staffing.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Can I ask one more question?
Of course, you can ask as many as you want.
So the tuition, the 45,000, do you
Yes.
guys, are they able to get any grants, student loans? How does that work for these students? Because I know the first
Yep.
year's non-degree, is it considered non-degree seek? I know it's a little different than if they were to
Right.
apply for a regular school.
Right. Lisa, do you want to talk about that? Lisa's our office manager, application guru. It does all the billing and invoicing.
Yeah.
Holly.
Hi.
So a lot of families have been able to work with GDS to get our program fee paid for. And then families have also done private loans through Sally Mae. Sally Mae has a program where you can apply for a loan as a non-degree seeking person. I guess they just pay for the, they'll allow you to pay for the courses and the residential piece. So you can apply through Sally Mae. Some folks have used 529 funds. Other folks have worked out payment plans with our wonderful student accounts office. They have done things quarterly to pay off the tuition and room and board and things like that. And we even work with you if for some reason you don't have DDS funding for our program fee, we will work with you for quarterly payments for that as well.
So do you fill out FAFSA for this or?
No, unfortunately, where this is a
Oh.
non-degree seeking program,
Okay.
FAFSA is not allowed. We've gone down this road and asked these questions.
Okay.
Holly, have you worked with the team at the school? Will your son be receiving a 688 referral for adult
Yeah.
services?
He will, but I
Mhm.
don't think he is already put into the system.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And are you thinking he's going to be receiving services from any of the
I don't
agencies?
think we're going to qualify due to our income. My husband and I both work. So
Okay.
I don't think we'll qualify for, I don't know. I mean, we've never done this, so I'm not sure.
Well, and that's not my expertise. However, I don't think that's part of the consideration, Holly.
Okay.
I believe, and so I don't know your son's particular diagnosis, but there's services that are very specific guidelines, but then they also have an autism.
Yeah, he doesn't have
program.
autism, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but regardless, there's a lot of adult agencies with all kinds of services that perhaps he's being referred to that
Mhm.
You can end up having those conversations to say, I'm just curious, there's a program that we're potentially interested in, and
Yeah.
this is the kind of the model and the cost, and then they can kind of see if anything would qualify to support.
Great.
Mhm.
And if we set up I'm sorry to occupy everyone's time. If we're going to probably swing by and during April vacation to take him for a tour.
Nice.
Are you guys going to be around?
So definitely reach out to us.
Okay.
Lisa, you can reach out to Lisa to see
Okay.
who's going to be around. Right. And
Because it's
if you
just a
set
general
time,
campus tour. It's nothing to do with the
Yeah.
Excel program. They don't do
Right.
a tour just for Excel. It's just a campus
No.
tour. Okay.
Right. Because we're not that integrated model,
Okay.
Our students are here, there, and everywhere. So we are in an office here. So
Okay.
we can absolutely set up a time to say hello and to just chat for a little bit, and see how everything went and even answer more questions and that sort of thing, for sure.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, you're welcome. Good luck with everything.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So any more questions before we log off? Anybody? Thank you so much for joining us. Oh, no, maybe Steve?
I do have a quick question. Is there any way you can share this recorded program with us?
So what we're going to do actually is we're going to put this recording on our website.
Oh,
We're going to
great.
upload it, and then we're going to send it, and we're going to update, because we have one on from last fall, but we'll update it with this one.
That's great. Thank
Okay.
you.
Of course. Any questions while you have us here? Not
No
right
questions.
now. Okay.
No.
Terrific. Well, thank you so much, Steve and Holly, for joining us today. It was really nice to just say hello for a minute, and feel free to reach out to us anytime with questions.
Thank you so much.
Take care. Thank
Thank
you.
Great
you.
weekend.
Bye, you too. Enjoy.
Bye.
Lisa, you have to save the recording, I know, before we hop off.